Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, my big brother, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is the sixth in the series of our annual review meetings in respect of the end of the year patrol operations, especially as it concerns the major corridor in the southern part of the country. And I've been having discussion within the last 3 weeks during my last visit with His Excellency, and this is just the normal climax after the briefing with His Excellency this morning on this Asaba end bridge. I'll brief His Excellency about the efforts we have made. I've deployed additional personnel. Deployed 600 yesterday to Anambra, and this one here, we're deploying over 652. And we are mobilized, and we have the 2 heavy-duty recovery vehicles if there's any breakdown. One thing I want to inform the public is there is some unprecedented increase in vehicular density this year. Today is our 22nd. Since Sunday, we have witnessed increase in the vehicular density. And if you all know, it's a dual carriageway from Benin to Asaba. And by the time you are getting to the foot of the bridge, it becomes a single lane. So you cannot be coming with the same speed and you want to cross the bridge. So there is need for extra patience on the part of road users so that within the 15-20 minutes, if everybody complies with the movements, because the vehicles are being passed, about 20 vehicles per lane. And with this, gradually, if everybody can comply with this, I believe we can really go in time. We've tackled the other problem at Onitsha, so there's no obstruction there. And the heavy-duty recovery vehicle donated by His Excellency is functioning well. It's been working. And if there's any breakdown, it's prompt removal at all times. And I've inspected all these things yesterday. I have seen the state of readiness that we're on track. And I must also tell His Excellency that the Delta State Traffic Management Agency is working with us, and they come to the office for deployment, so it's a joint effort. So I want to assure His Excellency and the citizens that nobody will sleep on the bridge. We've done this for the past 6 years with His Excellency, and I don't think it can only be better every year. So we only need to appeal for patience on the part of road users so that we get to. But as briefed His Excellency, nobody will sleep on the bridge. There will not be any need for anybody to be stranded on the road because all the measures have been put in place. Early in the third quarter, His Excellency worked with the Federal Ministry of Works, and the bad parts have been fixed, and it's still a continuous exercise. So I don't think there's going to be much problem. I must thank His Excellency for the support. I must thank His Excellency for his interest in road traffic management in Nigeria. I must thank His Excellency for providing a training school for us at Owa Lero. I must thank His Excellency for the main support he has been rendering every year to ensure that the youth-side season is free of crashes, is free of nightmares, and is free of all forms of obstructions. And we're getting support too from the State Commissioner for Health. Last year, we were provided ambulances. This year is not an exception. So the entire Delta government officials have been very cooperative. And I think this year will be a better year. Your Excellency, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. The boss of the Federal Road Safety Corps and members of the State Executive Council, I'm glad that you're here again this year to ensure that we have free flow of traffic across the River Niger Bridge. You have done this yearly, for which we're very grateful. Personally, I thought that there will be less of traveling this year, but apparently from the briefs that I have, it appears that people are even traveling the more in this year. But I'm glad that you've come to see what your men are doing in combination with the task force that we are setting up. Just yesterday, I was discussing with the Secretary to the State Government, who has told me that he's putting up a team along with your men to ensure a free flow of traffic. And it is my hope that working together, they'll be able to ensure truly that we have a free flow of traffic at that point. The question is until the second Niger Bridge is truly finished, we may be going through this ritual on a yearly basis because as you have said, when you're moving in from a dual carriageway to a single carriageway, there's always some challenge. But it is for us to do all that is necessary. I've already talked to the SSG concerning the cooperation of the police and the military, but I will be talking with the bosses of the police, the commissioner of police and the brigade commander here to ensure that they completely ease off their checkpoints before the bridge. I know it is for security reasons, but we need to find a way to ease off nearly completely and possibly gather more of intelligence rather than having any form of roadblock at all, because that will further compound the issues that we have in that place. So I'll be speaking with them today, and we also have a Security Council meeting tomorrow morning, and we will take it up after a review of the flow of traffic today. But we'll do all within our reach to ensure that we try to ease the challenge in the free flow of traffic at that head bridge, and we hope that the commuters themselves will cooperate with us. I must truly thank you for coming and for all the concern you've shown on a yearly basis, because it's not easy to leave your workplace at this time of the year to come down to Delta, considering the challenges of travel. So we welcome you and want to reassure you that we'll do the best that we can. You have been a friend of Delta and Anambra State. The two states actually on both sides of the bridge, though the commuters travel across several states of the south and also the southeast. But it is for us to ensure that things are normalized in such a manner that people will be able to get home freely to celebrate the Yuletide. We thank God for what is going on. But just as a rider to this is for me to advise all Deltans on the need to be cautious in this festive season, because we already have a second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic in Nigeria. The cases are rising. It appears from the reports that we're having that those who are getting sick are getting more sick than we had in the first wave, and therefore we all need to be on the alert. I want to advise everybody to continue to put on the face mask. Even in our churches, all our churches must ensure that all congregants actually put on the face mask. And let us ensure that there is some reasonable level of social distancing, and people should not forget to use the hand sanitizers and to wash their hands with soap and water. We also would likely take some more stringent measures. We are not doing a lockdown, but we expect that people should not celebrate in this Christmas season carelessly by gathering in places when it is actually not necessary. And as much as possible, apart from religious worships, we expect that every other gathering should be put off, because the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic across the world is obviously getting very challenging for the countries over there, and now that it's hitting us as a nation, we need to be very cautious, more so when a new variant of the coronavirus is said to already be ravaging some of the countries, starting from the UK, and it is said to be more virulent than the previous strain. So that calls for a lot of caution. Let us not be careless about it, because we don't want to be caught very deeply in that challenge that will lead to needless deaths amongst our people. So I want to thank members of the press for coming, and to welcome again the boss of the Federal Road Safety Corps, and to reassure him that we will do everything within our reach to support the cause for which he has come today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Excellency. Good morning, sir. My name is Vivian. I represent Channels TV. Sir, we thank His Excellency for the efforts in helping curtail some of the activities of the security personnel here in the Asaba axis. But across the bridge, the Anambra axis of the bridge, there's this roadblock that is affecting commuters coming from this end of the bridge. So, are you giving us any assurance that that roadblock may be dismantled so that there can be easy flow of traffic? Because if that doesn't happen, it then means that what His Excellency may be doing here in Delta State might be affected, and at the end of the day, that gridlock will be there. That's one, sir. Then my second question is the COVID-19 protocols. Are we going to see a situation whereby the officers of the Road Safety Corps will regulate, especially commuters in this 18-seater buses, commercial buses, and even the Sienna, whatever, as long as it's commercial, to ensure that people, obey the safety protocols of social distancing? Are we going to be seeing any of that?
Thank you very much. Yesterday, I was with His Excellency, the Governor of Anambra State. Like His Excellency said, every year in the last 6 years, we've all been strategizing together. And these are the same issues we discussed. And he was in Onitsha yesterday, and he has given some specific directives, which I will follow up again. Both the Commissioner for Works and the Sector Commander relocated to Onitsha permanently yesterday till the end of the UTI, and I'm sure all the directive of His Excellency they complied with. I saw all these things yesterday when His Excellency was speaking to me on phone on my way here, and what is a joint effort. I will monitor the full compliance. Like he said, he's going to have his meeting. The Governor of Anambra State is doing the same. Then on the other part, is a presidential directive that all the motor parks must provide all the non-pharmaceutical protocols, and also the issue of face masks, the issue of sanitizers. We ensure that this is completely enforced again. That's part of the plank of our campaign. But again, everybody must take their lives into their own hands, because these new waves is unprecedented. The way it's ravaging. We've lost a lot of VIPs within it's not this one now, it's within 48 hours we are gone. So everybody needs to be extremely careful. And it's in our own interest as Nigerians that we save our lives, because this is not a matter of 14 days observation again. We are struck. If you have a kind of some illness already, and these are the opportunities. I'm not a doctor, but His Excellency will explain to you better. We are gone. So we need to be more careful in respect of this. The same thing with journalists. Don't remove your face mask when you are doing an interview. Observe all the protocols, keep the distance, so that all of us can be in 2021. Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you so much. So on the virus, really, I think he's really told us it's time for all of us to be cautious and to do what is right by observing the NCDC protocols. I see most often that people wear face masks, and when they want to speak, they remove their face masks. It's unfortunate, and it ought not to be so. Mm-hmm. It is truly when you want to speak that your face mask should be truly on. So I want to advise all the lieutenants and all who hear me. When you speak through your face mask, and they'll hear. I guess you're hearing me, and I guess you're hearing our guest today. People should not remove their face mask to talk. You can talk through the face mask, you hear. It does not blur your speech. Because at that point in time, the saliva that comes from you it also shares the virus, and it ought not to be so. And people ought to cover their noses. If you don't cover your nose and you're infected, you're breathing out the virus. So people should have their noses and their mouths covered at all times, more so at the time that you want to speak to others, and continue to ensure social distancing. The new strain that was detected in the UK is already spreading to many countries. We can find that a lot of countries now, as at last count, and told up to 40 countries have stopped movements from UK to their countries just to try to limit the new strain. because the new strain is said to be much more virulent than the first one. That means it's more dangerous, it spreads faster, it kills faster. So people should not be doubting Thomas's. You don't have to wait until somebody by you dies before you really know that it is real.
Okay, sir. My name is Ifeanyi. I report for CBC News. Sir, the Corps Marshal, I want to ask, what are your men doing, especially now that we are affected by the NSAS, after NSAS protests, your people were damaged, to free that bridge, especially bring down a vehicle in the bridge here and of course the congestion. What are you going to do to ensure that all that actually done to ensure free flow of vehicles?
The first thing, I've sent patrol vehicles already. I brief His Excellency, and we've gotten approval of Mr. President. We lost 27 vehicles. 27 vehicles were burnt in 8 states. Our offices were burnt, but we've done the estimate. We forwarded. Mr. President has given a nod, and His Excellency won't promise that the burnt office here, because it belongs to a woman, we rented it, that we'll look into what he can do to that also. But we have the 2 trucks, the 2 tow trucks were not affected. I was at the Ed Bridge trial yesterday, and they are working. So any breakdown, the most important thing during this winter is not booking. We don't book during this period, is to ensure free flow of traffic. Once there's a breakdown, the heavy-duty tow truck removes the medium one is strategically placed in front of the former office. So I think we're on course. We lost some vehicles born, but I've replaced some already. And when the fund is released, I will strengthen the patrol operations in Delta. So before the end of the first quarter, once we get the fund, but we're on course. There's no gap at all.
Thank you, Excellency.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. I'll keep it. Thank you.